diversity. We celebrate our diversity in this state. And at our best, we celebrate our diversity in the United States of America. What makes California great is that we can live together and advance together and prosper together across every conceivable difference. It's a remarkable thing. It really is. And I want you to all know that issue, the issue of diversity, pluralism, the issue that defines so much of our politics, that's all on the ballot tomorrow night. Racial justice is on the ballot tomorrow night. Economic justice is on the ballot tomorrow night. Social justice is on the ballot tomorrow night. Long Beach environmental justice is on the ballot tomorrow night. I just came back from Northern California. I had the privilege of meeting with the President. And we took a flight, Marine One, over Grizzly Flats, California. Any of you have been paying any attention to what's going on in Northern California? A lot of folks all across the country are not surprised why we began the day up there. 2.2 million acres have already burned in the state of California so far this year. 7,400 fires. We currently have 13,000 personnel, firefighters, dozers, hand crews, 13,000 working 15 active wildfires right now. 4 of the top 20 largest wildfires in California's history have occurred just in the last few months here in the state of California. The hots are getting a lot hotter. Not just in this state, but around the globe. We just experienced the hottest summer in California's recorded history. And yet, we still have people that are in complete denial, that don't believe climate change is real. People that still call it a hoax. Larry Elder, who calls it a myth. Larry Elder, who says his solution to the climate issue is more offshore oil drilling off the coast of Long Beach. It's a remarkable moment in our state and nation's history. All of the progress we've made to define ourselves not by our differences, but the things that bind us together, to be a majority-minority state. To make the progress we have made over the course of the last number of decades to lead the nation in a series of issues, all of that is at risk if we don't turn out and vote no on this recall tomorrow. You heard this. You heard it from others. You heard it. Not just from my chair section over there. You heard it. You heard it from others. On the other side of this recall, if we fall short, is someone that believes in no minimum wage. Someone believes there should be no corporate tax. Someone that believes we should privatize Social Security. Someone who believes we should cut Medicaid. Someone that believes that women don't have a constitutional right to choose. Think about this. We have someone on the other side of this ballot that thinks women are not as smart as men. She wrote an op-ed saying women aren't as smart in politics and civics and issues of economics. Tell my wife Jennifer Siebel Newsom that. Thinks there's no glass ceiling. Doesn't believe in pay equity laws. thinks women complain too much. Thinks minorities complain too much about racism. You can't make it up, file. Did you see the video that just came out? With Larry Elder, reflecting on the fact that the state of California became the first state in the country to begin to explore the issue of reparations. He said, well, I'd be a little more cautious, because he said, what about reparations? This is what Larry Elder said. He said, what about reparations for slave owners? This is 2021. And a candidate for governor of the state of California said, does it surprise, though, any of you that we have someone on the other side of this that's to the right of Donald Trump? To the right of Donald Trump. Now, we said this, Long Beach, we said this, and I want to get to the main event and introduce you to the President of the United States, but I want to just make a few final points. We said to you last year, we said this to you, we said, every one of us said it to each other. We all stepped up and we stepped in. We said the most important election in our lifetime, the most important and impactful election in our lifetime was defeating Donald Trump in 2020. And you did. We did. And I got proof of it here in a moment. You saw what happened. You saw what happened on election night. The big lie. You saw what happened a few months later, January 6th, the insurrection. You've seen what's happened across this country, voter suppression, all across the United States of America. You saw what happened in Texas, and the fact that we have other Republican governors that hope to model that Texas legislation as it relates to deny women the right to choice. We may have defeated Donald Trump, but we have not defeated Trumpism. Trumpism is still on the ballot in California, and that's why it's so important, not just for all of us here, 40 million Americans strong in the nation's largest and most populous state, but also to send a statement all across the United States of America that Trumpism has no place here, and Trumpism will be defeated all across the United States of America. But we're better than that. Dr. King said it better than us. We're all bound together by a web of mutuality. We're all better off. We're all better off. And that's the spirit that defines the Biden administration. That's the spirit that defines Democrats and our democratic principles and democratic values. Those are the principles, those are the values we hold dear in the state of California. So Democrats, I'm asking you, knowing that you understand what's at stake, I'm asking you, nonetheless, to reconcile a fundamental fact. The future is not just something to experience, the future is something to manifest. The future doesn't just happen, you have to make it so. It's our decisions, not conditions, that determine our fate in the future. So I'm asking you, over the course of the next 24 hours, to go out, to make phone calls, to send those text messages, to do the social media work, to continue to go out and continue to mobilize with all kind of energy that you have here tonight to vote no on this Republican recall. United in opposition to this recall, let me ask you with that same level of intensity, of purpose, and passion to introduce, as I introduce, someone of character, of honor, of decency, someone that meets the moment and defines the dream. And as I introduce the President of the United States, I want to just remind you of this simple fact. There are two dreams. There's the American dream and the California dream. No other state in the United States attaches itself to the dream. And so let me introduce to you someone that defines the dream, defines the American dream, someone whose faith and devotion to the cause of democracy, whose faith and devotion to the cause of what binds us together, someone whose character and dignity, someone who believes in each and every one of you and the power of possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, President Joe Biden.
Good to be back. Thank you. Well, I tell you what. Thank you. Thank you. You all been standing a long time. And I tell you what. You know, the governor and I have a lot in common. We both married way up. Jennifer, thank you for the welcome. Thank you for what you do. And thank you for becoming friends with Jill. I'm Jill's husband, Joe Biden. And folks, Mayor Garcia, it's good to be back in your town. Last time out here, we were talking about infrastructure. Now we got a lot of money coming this way. We got a lot working. We got an infrastructure bill that we passed, and we're going to do an awful lot more to build this incredible, incredible economy. You know, someone was saying to me earlier today, the most diverse state in the nation. Matter of fact, I think it was your senator. Most diverse state in the nation, the most different state in the nation, the biggest state in the nation, and has one of the largest economies in the world, and no one sees any inconsistency there. It's because we're diverse you have the largest economy in the world. Senator Padilla, thank you for your leadership in the United States Senate. You're doing an incredible job. And I know she was here last week, but I've got to give a shout out to my favorite daughter of California, who's always talking about you all. Talks about you all the time like I talk about Delaware. She loves you. Matter of fact, she thinks you're the only state in the nation. Vice President Kamala Harris. Of course, the reason I'm here, and you all are here, is to thank and support our friend, Governor Gavin Newsom, the best governors in the country. California, I'm not sure you know it, but if you didn't know it, you should. The eyes of the nation, this is not hyperbole, the eyes of the nation are on California. Because the decision you're about to make isn't just going to have a huge impact on California. It's going to reverberate around the nation, and quite frankly, not a joke, around the world. And here's why. All of you know that last year I got to run against the real Donald Trump. Well, this year, the leading Republican running for governor is the the closest thing to a Trump clone that I've ever seen in your state. No, I really mean it. And he's leading the other team. He's the clone of Donald Trump. Can you imagine him being governor of this state? You can't let that happen. There's too much at stake. And here's why it's so important for you all to vote no on the recall. First, voting no will be protecting California from Trump Republicans trying to block us from beating this pandemic. COVID-19, Gavin Newsom has had the courage to lead, stand up for science, for the very thing he's been one of the leading governors in the nation, protecting people and vaccinating his state. Meanwhile, we see something else in parts of America. Right now, there are certain Republican governors, like the governor of Mississippi, who are talking to me about being dictatorial, about demanding that people get vaccinated or tested. People are doing everything they can to block or undermine the life-saving mandates we proposed, putting their people at risk, putting their children at risk, putting their states at risk. And here's the worst thing. For these Republican governors, it isn't about public health, about the health of the people. It's about politics. Look, folks, just look at the hypocrisy. The same governors who are attacking me and your governor for COVID-19 mandates are in states with some of the strictest vaccine mandates for children attending school in the whole country. Talk about inconsistency. In Mississippi, children are required to be vaccinated against measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, hepatitis B, polio, tetanus, and more. It's a state requirement. But now, in the midst of this pandemic that has taken over 650,000 lives, I propose a mandate for COVID-19 vaccines, and it's an outrage. It's an infringement on freedom. Look, folks, we don't need politics in this battle against COVID. We need science. We need courage. We need leadership. We need Gavin Newsom. A governor who follows science, who's got the courage to do what's right, and who'll lead, and I apologize for coughing. Last week, I laid out a 6-part plan for the fall to beat this pandemic. First, vaccinate the unvaccinated with new vaccine requirements. 2, protect the vaccinated. 3, keep children safe in school. And 4, increase testing and masking. And keep our economy going strong and take care of people with COVID-19. That's what the science tells us. We have to beat the Delta variant of COVID-19. Gavin will be a governor who will help us finish the job. Folks, send a message to the nation. Courage matters. Leadership matters. Science matters. Vote to keep Gavin. Get vaccinated to save lives. Second, by voting no, you'll be keeping a governor who respects women instead of someone who wrote that women know less about politics and economics than men. He hadn't met my wife. Look, if you have any doubt about how important it is to have Gavin, who respects women's right to just take a look at what's happening in states like Texas. They just passed a law empowering complete strangers to become bounty hunters, going after women who exercise their right to choose. A law that the United States Supreme Court refused to stop. Now other states say they're looking to replicate the Texas law. If you don't think women's rights are under assault, you're not looking. California, keep Gavin Newsom and send a message to the nation. Women are to be respected and their rights protected. Third, by voting no, you'll be protecting California from another Trump climate denier who said global warming is, quote, a crock and depicts it as a myth. Look, it's hard to believe there's any climate deniers left in America. But let me tell you something, there are. The last place you want someone like that is in the governor's office in California. You all see what's happening. Why are fires burning 2 million acres in California this year alone? 5 million acres have burned, 5.9 in the region. That's bigger than the entire state of New Jersey, and it's a big state. The governor and I were just in Sacramento for a briefing on the Calder fire. Last week, I saw the destruction and the death caused by Hurricane Ida in New York, New Jersey, and Louisiana. Folks, extreme weather is here. The climate crisis isn't going away. It's getting worse. We have to deal with it, not deny it. So California, you've got to keep Gavin Newsom as governor. And send a message to the nation that we have to deal with the climate crisis now. We can't wait any longer. When I got elected president, I immediately rejoined the Paris Climate Accord. Just since we put that together in our administration, in Barack's administration, just since then, everything has collapsed even further. We don't have much time, not a joke. We're talking about 9 to 10 years before we pass the point of no return. And our children need it, the planet needs it. And look, fourth, by voting no, you'll be standing up for a governor who protects workers rather than one who believes there shouldn't be. I can't believe this guy. There shouldn't be a minimum wage? The leading Republican candidate thinks the minimum wage should be zero. Look, working people have taken on the chin too long. We need leaders like Gavin who respect them, hear them, fight for them. To me, it's pretty basic. If you're working a 40-hour week, you shouldn't be living in poverty. That's why I support a $15 minimum wage. Gavin is leading the way in California. I'm so tired of trickle-down economics. It's about time we build from the bottom up and the middle out. So California, keep Gavin and send a message this time. Give working people just a fighting chance. They have never, ever, 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 ever let the country down. All they want is just an even shot. They have never let the country down. Folks, I could go on, but here's the deal. I'm going to make this as simple as I can. You either keep Gavin Newsom as your governor, or you'll get Donald Trump. It's not a joke. Republican governor blocking progress on COVID-19, who is also anti-woman, anti-worker, a climate denier, who doesn't believe in choice. The choice should be absolutely clear. Gavin Newsom, you have a governor who has the courage to lead. And Gavin, you have a governor who shares the state's values. And Gavin, you have a governor to make sure Donald Trump's dark, destructive, divisive politics never finds a place in California. So please, not a joke, on behalf of the people of Delaware and Pennsylvania and Minnesota and all across America. Don't take anything for granted. If you're registered, you've got a ballot in the mail. If you haven't opened it, open it, mark no, and put it in the mailbox tonight. If you want to vote in person, make sure you know where you're going to vote in your county. And if you've already voted, make sure your family and friends are voting tomorrow. California, I mean this sincerely, the eyes of the nation are on you. I'm not joking. I'm not joking about that. You've got to vote no on the recall. Keep Gavin as governor. The rest of America is counting on you, and so am I. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.